So what are two Singapore stocks that have came in my watch list over the past few months that can potentially offer more upside by another 10 or maybe 20% in the next few weeks? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier MySale trader in Philips Securities, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you just two Singapore stocks whereby I think they can potentially hit higher. Alright, there are more legs to rally, and we have covered these stocks a couple of months back that push higher. One of it is more of a uptrending play. Alright, it broke key level, started to push higher, and the other one will be more of a reversal play whereby we are seeing the reversal back up to its previous high. So if you want to know what these two Singapore stocks are, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end and hit the like button, subscribe button as well. That will definitely help out the channel so that you will not miss out on videos like this as well. So let's go to the first stock and let's see what it is. So the first Singapore stock I'll share with you is this company called Food Empire. Alright, so this is what happened about 3 weeks back. Right over here, you can see that we were pretty much consolidating below this $1.20 resistance for the past 6 months. And 22 Jan, just 3 weeks back, right over here, we actually attempted to break the $1.20. So some upside targets were drawn by more than 15% upside, all the way to about $1.40. Alright, you can see that we were in a pretty strong uptrend. I've drawn an upward sloping channel support line connecting the lows. It shows that buyers are coming back on dips over the past 6 months, even though we were capped below that 120 resistance. So finally, alright, it broke and upside targets were drawn. So let's see where we are right now and if there could actually be more upside. Okay, so this is where we are right now for Food Empire, and it seems like we have already hit our target at $1.40 right over here. You can see that we are about $1.41. Alright, so it looks quite good. As I mentioned, we broke this very key resistance 3 weeks back at about 120. That level is key. Alright, we have also what we call an ascending triangle pattern. You can see forming higher low. So past 6-7 months we're capped below 120. We form an ascending triangle whereby is what we call higher lows. That means buyers are just coming back to buy and push up prices, even though we were just selling down below 120. And finally, sellers gave way. We cleared the 120, and that's where there could be more upside momentum. All right. So now that we have gone up to 140, we hit our target. Where are we right now? Could there be more upside? Let's take a look. Right. So you can see that over the past 3 weeks, we have pushed a little bit higher. In fact, I thought that it might just consolidate a little bit. Maybe a bit of profit taking came back down to 120, might consolidate and eventually break that 140 to push higher, right? But no, right? We started to push a little bit higher. We got some really bullish candles coming back on dips, and we pushed towards the 140. All right, so I would say that right now we might be seeing a little bit of support coming back, maybe around the $1.30, maybe $1.30, or maybe $1.35. You can see that past 2 weeks the support has gone higher from maybe 130 to about 1.35, and that is also where the 20 days moving average line is. Can you see this green line? So this green line is what we call the 20 days moving average, right? It represents the short-term trend. So you can see when we broke the 120, right, this 20 days moving average, which was slightly pointing up a little bit flat, it started to point up aggressively. Can you guys see it? All right, so that's where the short-term trend started to turn up. All right, and of course for the longer-term trend, we look at the moving averages. The red 900 days moving average and the blue line will be a 200 days moving average. So both of them were up since last year. I'll not talk too much about that, but since last year we covered this stock, very gentle uptrend, but of course in the short term we will seeing some resistance at 120, but that gave way and we are making our way back up. So I would say that upside target maybe can be revised a little bit higher to about $1.50 right now. So we can have a new range. I would say maybe about $1.30 to about $1.50. That could be the range right now. So anything above that 130, all right, which is also where the 20 days moving average line is right over here, as I mentioned, right? That is kind of providing a little bit of what we call a dynamic support level apart from the horizontal support based on the price actions, right? So two things pointing to that as a support level. If we stay above that 130, I think it still looks good. There could be more legs to the uptrend continuing, even breaking the 150 to push to 170, 180. that is where upside targets can be revised, right? So this is the first stock I share with you called Food Empire. We covered it about 3 weeks back. Some of my clients were alerted to it as well. So if you want to get access to some of our top ideas by WhatsApp daily, all right, make sure you come aboard as a client of mine in Philip Securities. We do share some of those ideas by WhatsApp daily. Yes, you heard it right, by WhatsApp daily at no additional cost, all right? So how to become a client of mine in Philip Securities? Well, I'll just place the link below the video if you're not yet a client of mine in Philip Securities and you are trading on your own or online in some broker or a trading account. You just log in, you have no idea who is servicing you, don't get any ideas of service or videos or training or WhatsApp, then make sure you come aboard as a client of mine in Philip Securities, whereby you do get some of this service at no additional cost. All right, so that's the first stock, Food Empire. Maybe let's take a look at what it says on my system. So I have a system called 1GT, which stands for One Good Trend, right? Which is the strategy that I've been using for more than 10 years now, all right, on how to get in and how to get out. So it kind of guides us on entry and exit and alerts us to stocks like this as well. So let's take a look at this system that I have to see what it says and if there are any bullish signals that have came out recently. Okay, Food Empire on my 1GT system, right, which alerts us to stocks like this, strong stocks, high probability winning stocks, and not just that, it guides us on entry and exit. So you can see that since last year, I've been covering this stock, since like January last year, November 2022, even in January, 9th of Jan 2023 last year, we got a couple of bullish signals started to push a little bit higher. We got some exit, a little bit of profit taking. It came back down a bit, and then new bullish signals came back and started to push a little bit higher, right? As I mentioned, right, we will cap below the 120 resistance level, all right, a couple of bearish signals as we approach there, but you can see new bullish signals coming out on dips, all right. And finally, let me just scroll into just about 3 weeks back, as I mentioned, right over here on the 22nd of January, right on this bar right here, there's a green arrow pointing up. That's what we call a bullish entry signal. So after this bar came out, you can see that over the past 2 weeks, this pop started to push up, and there are no exits yet on this signal. So it looks quite good, right? It looks quite good. This bullish signal is still in play. All right, started to push higher. All right, as I mentioned, if we do break the 150, we might push even higher. If we do see an exit signal coming out, it can guide us to get out as well, because that's where some profit taking or some selling pressure have come back again. Okay, so let's move on to the second Singapore stock I share with you that have came into my watch list over the past couple of weeks, right? And this stock is none other than Geo Energy Resource, right? You can see that, yes, came into my watch list. This is a little bit more of a reversal play, all right? Not really like Food Empire that has been an uptrend since last year. It's now just pushing higher. For Geo Energy Resource, it is kind of like a reversal play. So we are not really at our previous high. We are making our way there slowly. And this was what happened about 2 weeks back, all right? So you can see that right over here, 2 weeks back, some upside targets were drawn as we broke this very key level. This is what we call a resistance at 0.35, right? We have been holding below this 0.35 resistance level right over here, I would say, since the beginning of last year. So for more than a year, we have touched this 0.35. It just came down, and somewhere around September, we formed what we call higher lows, whereby there's some signs of reversal, trend indicators started to turn up. Buyers pushed prices higher as it consolidated a little bit higher, and finally this happened. All right, it broke 3.5. All right, upside targets were drawn all the way to about 0.45, which is about a 26 or 27% upside. All right, so that's what happened about 2 weeks back. Upside targets were drawn, so let's see where we are right now, and more importantly, can there be more upside? What is the next resistance we are looking at right now? All right, Geo Energy right here at about 0.435. So I mentioned about 2 weeks back, we were right over here and we broke this very key resistance level at 0.35, which was pretty much the support in 2022. You can see right here, support. We broke down and it has turned into a downtrend, I would say, since 2022. All right, just by looking at the prices and of course from the moving averages as well. You can see 100 days below the 200 days. It was a downtrend until somewhere around end of 2023, just a couple of months back in December. Right over here, there were signs of the uptrend forming. We started to see some signs of a reversal. Of course, we want to look at some price action as well, and even though the trend indicators were pointing up, we still need to break some of the key levels, what we call a key resistance, which can confirm that move of more upside. And that came right just about 2 weeks back. I mentioned we broke that 35 cents upside targets were drawn from 35 to 45, as I say, about a 26-27% upside, because that was pretty much the targets right over here. So it seems like we've hit it to our target. Some profit taking is happening near 45 cents, which is normal. I think that's healthy as well. And more importantly, what could be the potential move next, right? So I would say that, the support level would be at 0.35, but that's a little bit too far as we have pushed a little bit higher. We may see a new support coming back maybe at around that 40 cents, right? 40 cents to 45, that could be the new range as we kind of like consolidate a little bit and maybe even attempt to break that 45 cents, right? You can see after breaking 45 cents, we are pretty much free to go. Upside targets can be revised all the way up to maybe 55 to 60 cents. That is pretty much where we were in 2022, about 2 years back, right over here. That is pretty much where some selling can happen again. All right, so this is Geo Energy, more of a reversal play. There are signs of the potential reversal continue from trend indicators, and as long as we stay above that 40 cents, right, it still looks good. The reversal is still intact. Okay, so let's take a look at Geo Energy resource on my system as well. This one GT system whereby we had a couple of new signals guiding us on entry and exit, right? So I'll not go too far. As mentioned, I would say somewhere around like September, when there was signs of the trend turning up, we had a bullish signal, green arrow pointing up, started to push up. We got an exit. It was just consolidating sideways, maybe a bearish signal. It went down a little bit, and what happened was somewhere around December, right? Another new bullish entry signals came out. All right, started to pop, rally up, consolidated. We got an exit, came down a little bit, and finally the most recent bullish signal was right over here on the 30th of January. Yes, pretty much the last or second last day of the year. And as we began the new year in 2024, we just went up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. All right, and we are about 0.44 right now, as I mentioned, below that 0.45 resistance. So there are no exits yet from this most recent bullish signal on the 30th of January. All right, so it looks quite good. As I mentioned, if we do break 0.45, after consolidating below maybe for a week or two, that is where more upside can happen. There could be more momentum. Upside targets can be revised higher, maybe to 55 or maybe even 60 cents. So we'll see when an exit signal comes out to guide us on exit as well. Yep, so this is what Geo Energy Resource is saying on my system. So guys, if you want to have access to a system like this, or maybe to find out the strategy or the framework behind the system, you can attend one of those free webinars that we're running. Alright, I'll just place the link below this video as well. If you have not yet attended this webinar, click on the link to register and attend, and that's where I'll share with you my strategy called One Good Trend, and more importantly, how you can have access to a system like this that not only informs you or alerts you to counters like this, but also guides you on entry and exit. Does it make sense? Alright, so I'll place the link below, click on it, find out a little bit more, and I'm sure that this system can help you as well, just like how it has helped me and many of my students and mentees as well. So if you like this video, guys, go ahead and give me a like. If you've learned something, I hope this video is good for you, alright, and you have found about these two stocks, you can put them in your watch list. Hopefully there can be more upside, especially if those resistance I talk about can be broken. Alright, we can see more strength. Alright, so I look forward to see you next video. Alright, click on the link below this video if you want to find a bit more on this system. Of course, if you're not yet a client of mine in Philips Securities and you want to get some of these ideas much faster by WhatsApp daily at no additional cost, click on the link below. I'll share with you more. My team will be in touch, and I look forward to add more value to you. I'll see you soon.